Yo, what is going on, guys? Bruin Steel here, and welcome back to another Boston Celtics video. And I am here to react to just my thoughts on this series. So, my Boston Celtics facing the Cleveland Cavaliers in round two. It really came down to that Orlando Magic and Cleveland Cavaliers game seven. But Cleveland came through and beat Orlando, so it's official. The Boston Celtics and Cleveland Cavaliers are fighting for a spot in the Eastern Conference Finals. Games one and two in Boston just happened. So I just want to recap games one and two in Boston. I can tell you it just didn't look good in that game two, but game one actually came through Boston ways. So just want to talk about game one before I talk about game two. Game one was absolute domination. We haven't lost a game one yet, but it was a complete domination. Celtics win it 120 to 95 over the Cavs in game one in Boston. Just a tremendous, awesome effort, awesome performance. Um, Looking at the players, just want to talk about Jason Tatum and so on. Jason Tatum, 18 points. He played for 35 minutes. Surprisingly, I wouldn't lie. Jason Tatum had been struggling a little bit. Seen him miss a couple of free throws, shit like that. But 18 points for Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown went absolute ham in this game one with 32 points, 34 minutes on the court. Al Horford had 7. Drew Holiday had 14. Derek White once again went off with 25 points. Derek White is a beast. I love the guy. Derek White is a stud. Peyton Pritchard was 16, so he kind of went out. And Luke Cornett. It's great to see Luke Cornett getting a lot of minutes now. Luke Cornett playing for 21 minutes. Sam Hazard with 0. It's a shame because I like him. And then obviously because we were whooping that ass, we did put our starters. Xavier Tillman with 2 points. Nemesis Quanta, whoever his name is, a bench player, was 2. Honestly, this is my own opinion about Cleveland Cavaliers. They seem, they seem like people are going to be like, oh, this series is going to be a walk in the ball park. Celtics should sweep them, but game two said otherwise. I can just say Cleveland Cavaliers don't fool around. They don't fuck around. They got the weapon right there, man, and it's scary. Looking at this Cavs team, obviously there's history between Cleveland and Boston in the playoffs. Obviously, all this time when Cleveland had LeBron, they owned us. That's just Cleveland for you. But looking at Cleveland, they have weapons on their team, and Evan Mobley, who's the setter. Evan Mobley is a beast. Donovan Mitchell is a beast too. He had 33 points. Donovan Mitchell had 33, man. He had 33 alone. Played for 37 minutes. Donovan Mitchell, 33. Darius Garland, who's just been amazing, 14 points. And Evan Mobley Lee is a beast. He had 17. Isaac Orgel, 11. And Max Strauss is good, 5 points. I mean, he's there. But then that's just game one. Celtics obviously were the better team in game one. Just going through the stats, man. Field goal attempts. We were 45 out of 92. They were 37 and 90. That gives us a 48.9% of field goal, where they were 41.1. The 3-pointers. We were okay, 18 out of 46 made. They made 11 out of 42. We had the high percentage of 39.5% from the 3-point line. They were 26.2. Free throws. We were 12 out of 14. They were 10 out of 13. We were 85.7 at the free throw line. They were 76.9. Our rebounds. I like how we are rebounding. 55 rebounds total for us. They had 38. 13 were the offensive rebounds. 42 were defensive rebounds. We had 22 assists. They had 19. blocks. We had 7 good blocks. They had 3. Even two steals. The turnovers, we had 6, they had 5. The points in the paint were actually even, to my surprise, 42 points in the paint for both teams. They had 18 personal fouls. We had 13. So, okay of a game one. We were completely dominating throughout the game. But it wasn't as bad as when we dominated the Heat. The Heat we just completely demolished. I wouldn't say this game one was demolished. We were up by like 20 at one point, and Cleveland almost had the chance. They had a chance to come back in this game one, but we just kept going. We kept going. So Celtics win 120-95. Boston takes a 1-series lead. And then let's go to game 2 last night, which was horrendous, which was an absolute disappointment. I was watching the game. I was like, what the hell? I gotta be honest with you guys. This was probably the worst Celtics game I've ever seen. They were just nowhere to be found. They were missing shots all over the place where Cleveland Cavaliers were making shots. And this is what I was telling you early. The Cleveland Cavaliers is a team that you shouldn't sleep on. They have the weapons. They were unbelievable in this game too against us, and that gives the precious to us because you never know. Cleveland can come out flying in game 3 and 4. By the way, games 1 and 2 were in Boston. Games 3 and 4 are going to be in Cleveland. So Cleveland basically is going out into Cleveland in game 3 and 4 with the energy. We're just coming out of a bad game. But talking about this game 2, man, just absolute pathetic. It was pathetic. It was awful. But props to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like I said, people saying that the Celtics are easily going to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers' ass, and that stuck us in the foot. And like I said before, Cleveland is a team that you shouldn't sleep on because that just shows it in game 2, man. But people are going to be like, oh, it's just going to be the Heat series over again, winning games 1, losing game 2, and then winning game 3 and 4 back to back. The Celtics are good, but like I said, you cannot sleep on this Cleveland Cavaliers team. They don't seem that powerful, but they have the weapons, and game 2 showed it. Looking at the Cavaliers stats, Evan Mobley. Once again, this guy absolutely destroyed us with 29 points. It doesn't seem a lot, but he had the most points. He's a beast. He's huge. He made plays. He just made everyone on the Celtics team look like so bad. And then Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell had 29 points, not Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley had 21 points within 33. He played for 33 minutes. Donovan Mitchell had with 29. That's their best player right there. Mitchell and Mobley, especially Evan Mobley. Max Strauss had 12 points. Isaac Okoro had 12. Darius Garland, who played great, with 14. And then you got Karis Levert, who had 21 points. And then you got Marcus Morris Jr., and then you got George Nealon, and then you got Tristan Thompson, who's been quiet. Like I said, this Cleveland Cavaliers is stacked, they're capable, they're dangerous, they shouldn't be taken lightly, guys. I know there's Celtics fans that are going to be like, oh, Cleveland's weak, we can easily beat them. No, they're not. This shows it. I mean, Cleveland has an unbelievable squad, and it just shows that they are capable of beating the Celtics team, which you should be scared. But looking at the Celtics, Jason Tatum, he played great, but it just, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about Jason Tatum this game too. He had 25 points. Obviously, he had the most points on the squad. 25 points. He played for 38 minutes. Jaylen Brown had 19. Al Horford had 11. Drew Holiday 4. Derek White had 10. And Peyton Pritchard had 13. Like I said, Luke Cornett had the minutes. He only had 3 points. Sam Hazard had 2. At this point, they were whooping her ass. And Joe Mazzulla pretty much said, clear out the starters. I'm putting my bench players in. Jaden Springer, Jordan Walsh came in. Oshie Brisket came in and Sam Hazard. Xavier Tillman came in as well, and he didn't score any points. But it's just awful, man. This game 2 was a nightmare for the Celtics. Looking at the field goals, yeah, Cleveland just beat us in the field goal percentage. 54.7% in the field goal for Cleveland. We were 41.3%. Field goals. We made 33 out of 80, 47 out of 86. 3-pointers. Both teams just not. We were awful, and the 3-pointers were awful for the Celtics. We were 8 out of 35. We were 22.9%. They were 46.4% in the 3-pointers. 13.28 attempt for the Cleveland. Free throws. We actually went to the free throw line. It was 20 out of 25. We were 83.3 at the free throw line. They were 68.8%, 11 for 16. They beat us in the rebounds. That's just killed us, 44-31. Like, get the rebound, man. I noticed that many times this team had it, and they just, it's just butterfingers. Like, the rebound just falls out of their hands. It's just, they had 44 rebounds, we had 31. 6 of those were offensive rebounds, and we had 25 defensive rebounds. They had 24 assists, we had 22. Blocks was even at 3. Steals, we had 5 steals, they had 4. They had 10 turnovers, we had 7. And they, like I said, this Cleveland Cavaliers team killed us in transaction. It just 60 points for them in the paint where we had only 44. That just shows you this Cleveland team dominated in the paint, dominated my Boston Celtics. That just shows that they had 20 fouls, we had 15. It just shows you, man. But you know, honestly, this series is tied. Look, the game 2 hasn't been going our way, and hopefully we have some changes going to Cleveland in game 3 and 4. Hopefully, you know, honestly, hopefully for a different result. You know, obviously, you never know. We could take Cleveland to 7 games. We might get upsetted. Who knows? It just, I don't know, man. It just, but it was a utter disappointment performance overall for the Celtics team in games 2. You know, honestly, we just gotta make the shots. You know, it was just so many threes. Our 3-pointers were just horrible in this game. The 3-pointing statistics were just horrible in this game. It just, like I said, Celtics fan, you shouldn't take Cleveland lightly. This is going to be a long series, hopefully. I don't know. Hopefully Cleveland Cavaliers fans probably think the same thing. But, you know, Cleveland did have the Celtics numbers in the regular season. But people are like, oh, it's the playoffs, different monster, you know, which is true. But, you know, these guys got to step up, obviously, because, you know, the whole story was Chris Porzingis, you know, with his injury. Doctor said he won't be back unless we make the Eastern Conference Finals. So if we do, we will have Porzingis back hopefully during that time period. You know, obviously Chris Porzingis is like, you know, we had success without him. Don't want to think it's a thing, but you know, we had kind of success with him. But you know, this Celtics team just can't win a game 2. Bruins lost a game 2, and then now the Celtics team. And now both teams got to go into game 3. They just got to be prepared, man. But, you know, Cleveland, respect to them. They found a way to win last night. It's unbelievable, man. It just really is. It just, you know, I have nothing else to say. You know, like I said, Cleveland has the weapons. You know, they're capable of pulling upsets on us, you know, obviously. You know, but games 3 and 4 are going to be in Cleveland. You know, the Celtics got to find a way to win at least one. We have to. We have to win at least one in Cleveland, at least. But the better it is, it is. You know, winning both games in Cleveland will be huge for the Celtics, and you have the opportunity to close it out in game 5. Which I hope happens. That's exactly what happened with the Heat. But you never know. Cleveland, people are going to be like, Cleveland Cleveland isn't Miami, so we never know. But that's just going to be a bummer. The Celtics, if they can't find an answer, they could be down 3-1 in this series if they lose both away games in Cleveland in game 3 and 4. I feel like the Celtics lost this game because they weren't making shots. Cleveland's defense was amazing, and during this, I mean, Derek White's defense is good as well, but I just feel like we weren't capitalizing on shots. We weren't playing good defense. I mean, like I said, Derek White played good defense in this game too. It just we couldn't find a way to stop, this Cavaliers team in the paint. Like you saw everyone just you saw, players like Mobley. You saw players like Mitchell. They're just going past the paint into the basket, no problem. They're just bringing the ball. They're making layups like it's nothing. It's unbelievable, man. It just I don't know, man. Like this Cavaliers team, just like they're great. Let's just say that they're great. They have the talent, and I give it to them. Obviously, I know there's Celtics fans that are like overlooking, saying that it's going to be easy series. Obviously not. I didn't make any predictions who was going to win, but I knew Cleveland was probably going to be a problem. People say that, before this second round started, Celtics fans are like, we wanted Orlando, we wanted Cleveland, whatever. But it just shows you that Cleveland shouldn't be messed with. But the Celtics, they gotta regroup from this game 2 disappointment, and then they gotta win at least one game in Cleveland. That's all I gotta say. But anyways, I'm not gonna talk too much. My name is Bruin Steele. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't done so, like, subscribe. Be sure to check out my channel. If you haven't done so, got different kind of content. And if you're new to my channel, obviously like, subscribe, leave a comment who your favorite NBA team is. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back after games 3 and 4 ends, I guess, which hopefully is a good result. But anyways, I'm out of here. Thank you guys for watching.